And now we have Dr. Sadaqat Ali, who's joined us all the way from Lahore to discuss this topic.
All right.
If you have an alcohol addiction, and there are, as you said, 10% of people who imbibe alcohol do become alcoholics because of their genetic mapping, what kind of taboos, societal taboos or social taboos, would stop someone or hinder someone in the recovery process?
The first part of your question is towards society's impression of drinking more than desirable. If society looks at somebody who is drinking in an alcoholic fashion, the society does not know that he is suffering from a physiological disease. Society looks at him as a person who has very weak will, who is evil and wicked. So there are hardly any chances of help for him like a sick person. He will be always looked at a person who is creating problem. The second part of your question is, why is he not getting help? The answer to this question is that the hallmark of alcoholism is denial. By very nature of this disease, he cannot look at what is happening to him. This is something very, very serious, because this person is suffering from alcoholism and he is under the influence of a toxin which is chloroform-like. Like in normal people, when somebody drinks, the ultimate end products of alcohol are water and carbon dioxide, and these are two harmless products, and ultimately they are eliminated from the body as such. But if somebody is suffering from alcoholism, he is not producing carbon dioxide and water, he is producing a very, very toxic substance which is aldehyde. It is closely resembling the chloroform. So if somebody is accumulating chloroform while he is drinking more and more, and ultimately he may pass out also, then you don't expect from him that he will look at him. Normally people cannot look at themselves,
anyway.
But if somebody is suffering from alcoholism, he can definitely not look at him, and the consequences his drinking is generating.
This is very interesting, that what you're saying is that I mean, seriously, I thought that it was all in the mind, that they're in denial, but it's because of the physiological aspect. By physiological, we mean that he's actually on chloroform as such.
It's chloroform poisoning.
Well, you know, just like you would not be able to function and to be able to understand whatever's going on around you, of course you're going to be in denial.
It is a mindset which leads somebody to drink, but it is the body which creates trouble, and there is a metabolic disorder, and it is the body which is vulnerable, it is not the mind. So the seat of alcoholism is in the body, and the seat of drinking is in the mind.
I think this is a very clear distinction, which I think for a lot of families who have alcoholics, that they've had to deal with alcoholics in the family, have had to deal with alcoholism as a disease. I think this is a distinction that people need to know. I think they generalize and they think that anyone who has a drink is by default alcoholic, number one, which is wrong. And anyone who's an alcoholic has somehow lost their mind and has control over it, which they don't. Beyond a certain point,
if somebody is under the influence of alcohol most of the time, and his alcohol drinking is generating chloroform-like toxic substance in the body, and the toxic substance is circulating in the body all the time, sometime the body tries to wash it out and the person is passed out, and the body does this lot of restorative work. The body is working overtime. That is why the liver is involved.
Thank you so much for being with us today. It was a very informative discussion, and it was difficult for you, but you broke it down very easily for all of us and the audience out there, such that we could actually get to the essence of the problem. And I think, Amina, we can safely say that today we managed to cover a topic which is not supposed to be discussed on TV.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's an issue. It's an illness. It's a disease like any other disease that you have in the world. We've talked about many other illnesses. This is just another illness that needs addressing. Thank you very much, Dr. Sadaqat. That was great.
And thank you for actually writing in to us, because this show was prompted by emails, and it wasn't just one email, it was loads of emails that we got from you people that you enjoyed, and you were very informed by the discussion we had on the drug addiction show. So can we have a follow-up on that?
And this is yet another addiction, and it's a disease and illness. Don't forget that this is an illness. It's a disease. You need to see a doctor.